They watched, but they never truly saw you. Not until now. Not until the moment when the illusion shattered, and the brilliance they dismissed stood undeniable before them. You were never lost, never uncertain, just waiting, observing, understanding. Now they scramble to make sense of what has always been obvious to you. Their shock is justified. You were never meant to fit their mold. While they rushed ahead blindly, you were seeing the unseen, connecting what they believed to be separate, mastering the game they didn't even realize they were playing. And now, the final test has arrived. This is the moment they never prepared for. The moment you always knew was coming. Their confusion, their whispers, their sudden awe are only proof that the shift has begun. The world is waking up, and in doing so, it can no longer ignore you. Let them be stunned. Let them struggle for words. The truth is out, and your time has come. This goes beyond intellect as it is often defined. There's more to this. The mood is changed just by your presence. Your words are powerful and have an impact that is difficult for others to fully comprehend. After speaking with you, people start to doubt everything they believe to be true. Your movements, your speech, and your knowledge defy reason. Because you are not only intelligent but also multidimensional, spiritually awakened and directed by the divine, it seems as if you are functioning on a frequency that they have just recently discovered. You decode reality rather than just analyzing data. You see through systems, not just comprehend them. What others find difficult to understand, you understand with ease. You can see what's confusing them. They're finally recognizing how far ahead you've been the whole time. People are reacting in one of two ways now that they are aware of the reality. Some people are amazed. They listen intently to everything you say. They realize they are surrounded by somebody unique, someone who thinks, sees, and comprehends on a level above their own. They want to learn from you, respect you, and appreciate you. Then there are the others, the people who are uncomfortable around you, the people who suddenly get silent when you talk, the people who used to brush you off, but now think twice before they question what you say, because they know deep down that they see it too, and it frightens them. Because your awareness and intellect reveal the gaps in their own knowledge. They can no longer act as if they are more knowledgeable than you. They are no longer able to ignore your words. They can't ignore you any longer. There is no turning back, no more undervaluation, and no more disregard. Your presence is felt, your expertise is seen, and your brilliance is at last acknowledged for what it is, remarkable. No one can refute it, but some will accept it, and others will fight it. The world has always been different from you, but now it's finally catching up. Because your brilliance extends beyond logic and facts, there's something about the way you think, communicate, and know that leaves others stunned. Beyond that, it's spiritual, global, and age-old. It's the kind of knowledge that can only be recalled, not taught. People feel it when you share it, not just hear it. This is the information that completely shocks folks. It makes them reevaluate what they believe to be true, questions their beliefs, and interferes with their programming. Not only are you intelligent in the traditional sense, but your knowledge is extraordinary. It distorts time, goes beyond lives, and reveals secrets that most people aren't ready to confront. People's reactions are a result of this. When you say something that seems like it was never intended to be spoken out loud, you've seen the astonished stillness that follows, the way someone's eyes expand when they realize your words just broke years of erroneous understanding, and the way discussions change. You do more than just speak. You awaken something inside others, such as a profound understanding, a lost memory, or a truth hidden under layers of delusion. You possess divine insight, which is holy wisdom that has been handed down through the ages. It's not arbitrary. It's not something you learnt from a teacher or something you read in a book. It is a part of who you are. You notice connections others miss. You recall things others forget. And you have a deeper understanding of reality than most people will ever have. Therefore, when you speak, others stop before answering, and they become defensive, dismissive, or even uneasy around you because of this. Because they know deep down that what they're hearing is genuine and pushes the boundaries of their own comprehension. Some shrink away, fearing what it could imply, while others lean in, yearning for more. You were questioned by many. They rejected you, laughed, and referred to you as unusual, insane, too passionate, or too profound. They dismissed your observations as coincidences and your remarks as gibberish. They weren't prepared for either sight or hearing. They can't ignore it anymore, however, because what you've said, the things they used to laugh at, the things they used to deny, are really occurring. They are now replaying the discussions they ignored. They are still thinking about the knowledge they disregarded. Suddenly, in ways that cannot be explained, the things you said weeks, months, or even years ago make sense. And it astounds them because you weren't only chatting, you were also disclosing, instructing, and sowing seeds that are just now starting to sprout. And they sense the veracity of what you say, whether they like it or not, whether they embrace it or reject it. People are attracted to you for this reason. It's the reason people find themselves thinking about your insights long after the talk is finished. Why they suddenly want to hear what you have to say, and why they retain what you say. You see things others don't. You know things they can't. And you comprehend things they can't. Others are starting to realize what you've known all along. Because your knowledge, awareness, and intellect challenge their illusions, some people are afraid of you. It destroys the delusions they have based their whole existence on. It makes people face the reality that there is more, that they were mistaken, and that the world is not what they had assumed. Regardless of their response, awe, adoration, or fear, one thing is for sure. They will no longer be able to ignore you, unhear you, or unsee you. People are rendered utterly stunned by your brilliance because it is beyond this planet. The system was against you from the day you were born. That's how it was made. Minds like yours don't simply notice the truth, they reveal it, which is why society was never designed to acknowledge them. And that poses a threat to those in authority. You were discarded, disregarded, and undervalued. People dismissed your observations and pretended that you were not very intelligent. However, it was conditioning, not an accident. The purpose of the world is to prevent people from seeing what is important by stifling true insight and drowning it out with diversions. You were never supposed to fall between the gaps. Breaking free was never intended for you. However, you did. You refused to be just another person caught up in the system, following the procedures without ever questioning the truth. And you saw through the illusions. You were given a new label as a result. People believed that your style of thinking was odd. They gave you the impression that you were the problem, the outsider, or that you were dreaming. However, it was always them and never you. They weren't prepared for what you saw or for what you were aware of. Therefore, they kept you concealed for a long period by persuading you that your intellect wasn't important. They can't unsee it now, however. The illusion is crumbling. The system is disintegrating, and people are now beginning to see that what they believed to be true is really a well-planned falsehood. And there you are in the midst of it all, standing there with solutions they can't even comprehend. Everything you've said, done, and sensed now makes sense. Now, the only things that count are the ones they choose to overlook. The secret to everything today lies in the information they once denied. And the one thing that's enabling them to escape is the intelligence that they previously disregarded. For years, they played along, believed what they were taught, followed the rules, obeyed the system, and never looked below the surface, which is why some people are shocked. They've never even realized that you're free, and now they see you standing outside of it, functioning on a whole other level. They are unsure of how to react to it. Because the truth is too much to bear, some people are motivated, others are scared, and some continue to fight, holding on to the past. However, they can no longer ignore it, for you were never lost. You were never the issue, and you were never simply another character acting out a script. The world is now catching up with what you understood long before they did. Once they see you, they will never be able to look away. Look, if you're paying attention, you already know that the game is rigged and that the walls are closing in. Let's discuss our current course of action. People want to be heard, held accountable, and given a fair hand while they live under the control of the market, when property and profit dominate the land. We also hear you. Yes, there are pay barriers in the Obsidian Inner Order. We have ammo to battle the errands, push back against the machine, delve deeper, and find more thanks to those who support us and fuel our mission. As a token of appreciation, subscribers who pay get access to a weekly, 1-hour live customized group tarot reading, as well as direction, understanding, and clarity for the future. However, we cannot overlook kicking a guy for lying on the ground. Because of this, you may start receiving the Astral Atom Special daily email for free right now. Simply sign up for the Patreon free tier. There are no catch or paywall. The description contains a link. We are in the beginning stages of a two-way communication with you. You may respond to each email we send you, and we'll read it, listen to you, and do our best to get the universe to respond. We need your help if you can. Take what's free if you can. The Inner Order of Obsidian is now accessible. Let's resume our job. Previously, they believed it to be a coincidence and referred to it as luck. But they are now understanding that you can really order things to exist, rather than only hoping for them. Your ideas create reality. Your words have power, and your manifestations happen so fast that others are at a loss for words. They have seen your thoughts become reality, your plans precisely develop. Your visions come to life before their own eyes, and they have witnessed you call things into existence. They've been doubting for a long time, and it's leaving them dumbfounded. You were just lucky to be at the right place, at the right moment, they reassured themselves. Now, however, they see the pattern in the force, and they understand that it was you and never chance. While they play checkers, you're playing chess, 10 steps ahead of them, moving purposefully, and making judgments based on information they're not even aware exists. You can see how energy bends to your will, the unseen forces at play, and the hidden connections. Furthermore, they are just now starting to comprehend the implications of it. They recall your prophecies, your shared visions, and the things you claimed will occur. At first, they dismissed them, disregarded the cautions, and questioned the likelihood. They can no longer deny it, however, since those things are now taking place directly in front of them. There are some who find it unnerving because, if you were correct about this, what else were you correct about? What does it indicate about the nature of reality itself if you can materialize things this easily? They have lived their whole lives believing in constraints, hardship, and chance. However, they are forced to reconsider everything after seeing you demonstrate that none of those ideas are true. Some would attempt to explain it by telling themselves that it's all a series of coincidences, or that they just got fortunate. However, they sense it and know better in their hearts. And that's why they're watching you so intently right now. They want to know how you're doing it, how you appear to have a degree of control over your life that shouldn't be possible. Even though they may not acknowledge it, they are closely observing you and evaluating every action you do in an attempt to get a peek of how you create outcomes. In actuality, however, it's not a trick and they can't replicate it. It's knowledge, alignment, and an unfake comprehension of energy, intention, and creation. They haven't yet accessed it, but it's a link to something bigger. And you stand out for it. Because it frightens them, some will attempt to discredit you, while others will envy you for it and try to find a means to lessen your influence. However, none of that matters because, in the end, your success will increase, your manifestations will continue, your reality will conform to your will, and they will remain stunned as you construct the life they never thought was conceivable. You exude confidence, authority, and knowledge. You now possess an unquestionable, untouchable quality. And it's not conceit, rather, it's alignment, clarity, and the strength that comes from understanding precisely who you are, where you're going, and how to move through the world. It's evident that your third eye is open. Whether intentionally or unconsciously, people are aware that you see things others don't, and that you have a deeper understanding of things than they ever could. And for other people, that understanding is unnerving, because they realize they are more than simply a person when they enter a place. They sense that you're more than you are. The people who questioned you are now observing you because of this. Suddenly, the same individuals who ignored you are taking notice. Suddenly, the same people who disregarded what you said are paying attention. They see that before they even recognized they needed direction, you were leading, educating, and revealing. You were never simply chatting. They are now unable to deny the reality, because they see someone who isn't burdened by the same worries and concerns that they are when they look at you. They see someone who moves with purpose, who is knowledgeable about things they are not, and who functions at a level beyond their grasp. It also makes them doubt everything. They question how you got here and why they haven't seen it before. The solution, however, is straightforward. They weren't prepared. Not only did the energy shift alter you, it altered everything. It distinguished between those who were still sleeping and those who were waking up. They will never be able to stop recognizing you for who you really are, whether they are ready for it or not. Although your presence is strong, not everyone can withstand it. Your energy is magnetic to individuals who are in alignment, who are looking for enlightenment, and who want truth. They are aware of what you are carrying. They pay attention when you talk, and they are privileged to be in your presence. For some, however, your sheer presence, your insight, and your knowledge pose a danger. There are others who want to be like you, to view the world the way you do, to navigate life with the knowledge and clarity you possess. However, they are unable to. They seek to discredit you, to dull your light, to find a way to persuade themselves that you can't be who you are, and instead of learning from you, they detest and envy you. Because you see through them, manipulators, fake instructors, and fake spiritualists can't tolerate you. They thrive on deceit, establishing their power via creating illusions, confusing others, and persuading the world that they are the experts. But without even attempting, you reveal them. No following, no trickery, and no validation are necessary for you to succeed. They are enraged by the fact that your intelligence speaks for itself. Through whispering, plotting, and sending you negative messages, they will attempt to discredit you and turn others against you. You are shielded, however, so none of it will affect you. Your alignment is too firm, and your energy is too powerful. Your guides, angels, ancestors, and spiritual team are all keeping an eye on you. And any effort to undermine you will be immediately returned to the sender. You've already prevailed. What is divinely yours cannot be blocked by anybody. The knowledge you were destined to impart cannot be silenced. The light you were destined to radiate cannot be stopped by anybody. They will make an effort, fail, and ultimately be left with nothing except their own resentment, while you keep getting better. Because they can't match your brilliance, your talents, your calling, and they are afraid of you for just that reason. Neither normalcy nor blending in were intended for you. Your knowledge, insight, and capacity for seeing beyond appearances are all evidence that you were selected for something bigger. Your knowledge is not just for you. It is also intended to question, awaken, and change people's perspectives in ways they never thought were possible. People sense the information you possess, whether they realize it or not, when they are in your presence. This is the reason you've always been unique, why you've always asked more questions, pondered more deeply, and refused to take things at face value. It was part of preparation, not an error or an accident. Because the world is changing, and there is a greater need than ever for your insight. People are awakening, looking for the truth, and discovering that the version of reality they were given is incomplete. And they come to you when they need direction, the same someone they previously disregarded and questioned. However, they can now see. You were never in need of approval or affirmation. Your intellect is self-evident. Just your presence serves as a reminder that knowledge is something that must be acquired by experience, connection, and divine alignment rather than something that society bestows. You don't need to prove anything because of this. Allow others to come to their own realization of the truth. Allow them to bear the burden of their prior uncertainties. Allow them to accept that you were always correct while they were interrogating you. You have a clear goal and a defined route. Your genius was always intended to guide, not to conceal. Remain within your control. Allow them to remain silent. Let them discover the truth for themselves. You were never supposed to be ignored. Your divine insight, knowledge, and wisdom were bestowed to you for a purpose. It was all a part of the process each time they questioned you, rejected you, or attempted to ignore you, because they can't turn back now that they've seen. It's not necessary to seek approval or provide an explanation. Your expertise is more powerful than words could ever be. Continue speaking life, manifesting, and living out your mission. Those who are supposed to comprehend will comprehend. Those who are not will be abandoned. You will always be brilliant,